With Yokozuna Musashimaru dropping out on day 4, the tournament is now Yokozuna-less, and that means no Grand Champion ring entering ceremony every day. It's not so unusual to be without a Yokozuna. There have been 35 bashos in the past with no Yokozuna competing, and even 10 basho when there were no rikishi holding that rank at all. The Sumo Association tends to take the long-term view and will wait patiently for a rikishi to win the 2 consecutive bashos, which is the qualification for a promotion to that exalted rank. Plus, of course, they must have a good character sufficient to uphold the honor and traditions of sumo. Well, let's get into our first bout of day 7. It's between Asanowaka and Daizen. Asanowaka, long-term resident, the Makuuchi division, dropped down a bit into the Juryo division there, fighting Daizen, who shoves him out with oshidashi. Daizen, known as a training fiend, which say he puts in a lot of time training, although it's not necessarily translated into wins in the Makuuchi division. On to our next bout between Nanoka-me Buyuzan and Tochisakae. Both wrestlers around the 160 kilo mark, and both 27 years old, so getting on a little bit. 30 is the watershed really for a lot of these wrestlers. After that it's a slow decline. It's almost a head-butting start there, so that's a lot of pushing and shoving, and eventually it's Buyuzan, correction there, Buyuzan, who wins that one with oshidashi. All these wrestlers come out in more or less rank order. We start to climb up now. This is Tosanoumi, he's Maigashira 7, and he's fighting Hamanishiki. He's never fought before. Hamanishiki's newcomer, only been in this top division, or fighting in this top division 3 times. This is his 3rd time. Well, that's him doing rather well there. Bundled Tosanoumi out without too much trouble. So yoritaoshi win there for Hamanishiki, and that makes his 6th win, so he's doing rather well. Now Tochinonada, who now Maigashira 6, sometime in the past was rose as high as Sekiwaki, fighting Aminishiki in his 3rd Makuuchi basho. So he's coming in low there, grabs the leg. He's got a very deep grip around the back. It's quite a dominating grip, and he's trying the underarm throw Stasinage, which he translates into a straight push and a yorikiri out. So nice mix of techniques there from Aminishiki. He's only 124 kilos, some 40 kilos lighter than his opponent there. A deep grip was very unsettling for Tochinonada, who notched up his 2nd loss. 4th win for Aminishiki. Tamarikido from the Katonami stable fights Kotonowaka from the Sadogatake stable. Kotonowaka, 33 years old, heavy wrestler, 175 kilos. Not as heavy as Musashimaru or Akimono. They were exceptional, or are exceptional, I should say. Akimono's retired. Musashimaru probably got some life left in him yet. So Kotonowaka quite often fights prolonged bouts. Most of these bouts are over pretty quickly, under 10 seconds. Kotonowaka quite happy to lean in there, use his greater height and weight. Tries a little bit of a slapping exchange there. Bit of a patter cake slap though, not quite as vicious as the Mongolian Asashoryu. And there, eventually at the end, after he wears Tamarikido out a little bit, by leaning on him, he gently nudges him over the edge with yorikiri. So 2nd win, much needed win for Kotonowaka at this almost halfway stage of the basho. See some of the characters there that provide the backdrop for sumo. There's the judges in their black traditional dress, the obidashi, who attend the maintenance of the ring, a number of functions. The referee in his gaudy silken robes, and the wrestlers themselves wearing their belts. Now it's Dejima on the right against Tamakasuga. They fought 17 times. Dejima's won 11 of them. So Dejima starting well there, but it's that leg of his. You can see it when the pressure comes on. He just cannot rely on that right leg of his, and that's what's been sliding him down the rankings this last 3 or 4 bashos. So Tamakasuga wins that one. That's his 5th win, and it was 4th loss for Dejima. Chiyotenzan, 147 kilos. He quite often wins when his back is to the edge of the ring. When he's driven right back to the edge and it looks like he's about to lose, then he can quite often twist, snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. So there's an example. Well, he was right on the edge, but there he didn't manage to twist. He was squashed down by Otsukasa. So that's an oshitaoshi win there, a push down rather than a push out. A push down, that's what made it difficult for Chiyotenzan to twist. There was a lot of weight thrown onto his legs, and that crumpled him up a bit. Powerhouse now, Wakanosato, coming up to 160 kilos. That's about 350 pounds, fighting bodyweight. Akinoshima at 155 kilos. These two have fought 5 times. Wakanosato's won 3 of them. Both very experienced wrestlers. Akinoshima, the more experienced of the two. This is his 83rd basho. That's a long time in sumo. That's 15 years or so in this Makuuchi division. Now Wakanosato powering in there. He's only 25 against Akinoshima's 34 years of age. Not quite the experience of the veteran. So Wakanosato tries to drive him over the edge. Akinoshima resists at the edge, but then he falls forward with a bit of assistance from Wakanosato. So 5th win there for Wakanosato. 6th loss for Akinoshima, who's not doing at all well this basho. Last basho he had 8 wins and 7 losses. Now we have the Mongolian, the man who blooded Tochi Azuma on day 4 with his slaps to the face, here fighting the veteran Takanonami. The man who spent a very long time at the rank of Ozeki, now on the slippery slope down, but let's see if he can handle this much smaller Mongolian. Some 35 kilo difference between the two. Certainly Asashoryu puts everything into these bouts. Uncharacteristically there, he didn't come out slapping. He hesitated slightly, and now this is the trademark of Takanonami on the left there. He wraps his long arms round. Then he lifts up, and that puts a lock. Starts to stretch the opponent's arm. If he can get 2 arms, so much the better, but he's got 1 arm. Now there he's got 2 arms. He's got that lift. Asashoryu is trying to drive him over the edge. No, that was it. He stepped out. There you can see that toe just going over the edge. It looked like he had the victory there over Takanonami, but you can see in slow motion that toe just sliding over the edge. So it's victory there, 5th win for Takanonami, and 4th loss for Asashoryu. Now Kotomitsuki, this is the man who was amateur world sumo champion in '97 when he fought under his own name as Tamiya. Got 27 amateur national sumo titles in Japan. This is only his 9th Makuuchi basho. He's done extraordinarily well since he came into the top ranks. Here fighting Kyokushuzan. They never fought before. Kyokushuzan comes out, not much of a charge there. He reaches out with his long arms. Doesn't seem to like crushing in there with the head. Kotomitsuki's an extremely technical fighter. And there goes for the shoulders, then goes in deep. And it looked like Kyokushuzan's legs were about to crumple a bit there. And they did crumple right on the edge as Kotomitsuki drives him down with yoritaoshi, falls down right on the edge. So it's now 7 straight wins for Kotomitsuki and 6th loss for Mongolian Kyokushuzan, who's not doing at all well. Last basho he had 10 wins. Very good basho for him, but this is promising to be the opposite of that. Now Kaiho, the little technician, lightest man in this Makuuchi division, 121 kilos, fighting Musoyama at 177 kilos. Some 50 kilos difference between them, 110 pounds difference. Body weight. Kaiho comes out, bangs in with the head. Musoyama, much the heavier of the two, just blocks it. And there, look at that power of that man, Musoyama. You can see that right hand just spun the little Kaiho over right at the end there and dumped him down. Watch the right arm there. It just pushes, smashes, in fact, Kaiho down to the hard surface of the ring with an unusual throw, waridashi it's called. And that was Musoyama's 4th win. Kaiho's 5th loss. Chiyotenzan coming down the path to the ring from the preparation rooms, the shitakubeya. Now, the wrestler who's always distinctive with his orange mawashi and his long sideburns. Here fighting Kaiho. These two have fought 6 times. Kaiho's won 5 of them, and the 5 that he's won were the last 5. So the odds are that Kaiho will take this again, but depends what his back's like. Well, easy win there for Kaiho. Toki looked as though he was beaten from the start, and Kaiho pushed him out fairly easily with oshidashi. So that was Kaiho's 600th sumo bout since he started in '88. The referee calling out his high-pitched, stylized voice the names of the wrestlers. It's Tochiazuma. You have to listen carefully to pick the names out. And he's fighting Tamanoshima. They fought 4 times in previous bashos. Tochiazuma won 3 of them. Tochiazuma with 6 straight wins so far. He's stopped shaving. Just about to see it. And that's to maintain his luck, apparently. So a bit of a head-banging start there. Tamanoshima, unpredictable wrestler. The last 2 bashos he didn't do particularly well, had 7 wins each time. The one before that, he had 12 wins. So you never quite know how he's going to do. But Tochiazuma there, winning very neatly, drove Tamanoshima back to the edge, then changed direction slightly, which is what they do when they've got a wrestler with his heels to the edge. Take him over on one heel and then out and over the edge. So yorikiri win there for Tochiazuma, and 7th straight win. Let's watch this one again. Let's watch the finish. So he comes in, denies Tamanoshima that right hand grip of his. You can see he's trying to get hold of the belt, but Tochiazuma's got his arm right under the armpit, and that makes it very difficult for Tamanoshima to drop that right arm down and do anything. This particular hold is known as kaina in sumo. There you see that oblique push over the edge at the end. Now Chiyotenzan, he's certainly looking stronger and stronger this basho. Previous basho he set it out. One before that he only had 4 wins, 5 losses, then he dropped out. One before that he had 11 wins, but he's been really looking on form this tournament. These two have fought twice before, each has won once. Well, they were talking before this basho, they were wondering whether Chiyotenzan would lose his Ozeki rank, half expecting him to do badly, and in fact he's done the exact opposite. He's looking more and more powerful as the days go by. So that's 7th straight win for Chiyotenzan in this tournament, and the kadoban, that's the demotion as it were, is receding rapidly. That was the 6th loss for Kyokutenho. So at the end of day 7, we've got 3 wrestlers, all 25 years old, all looking very good. It's Chiyotenzan, Tochiazuma, and Kotomitsuki with 7 straight wins, and 1 wrestler with 1 loss, which is Hamanishiki. So here's the bow twirling ceremony, always done by the same wrestler. Every basho he practices it, obviously polishes it up. However, we'll be back very shortly with day 8.